Stop scrolling, take a breath, because what I am about to reveal today could completely change the way you look at the coins hiding in America right now, in drawers, jars, safety deposit boxes, and forgotten collections. These are not ancient gold relics or medieval treasures pulled from shipwrecks. These are modern American coins many people have held, spent, or ignored without a second thought. Today we are stepping into the shadowy, fascinating world of rare Kennedy half-dollars coins born from tragedy, history, and hidden minting mysteries. 3 dates, 3 ordinary-looking half-dollars, but behind their silver-colored faces lies a story of errors, conditions, survival, and numismatic perfection that has pushed their importance into legendary status. Not rumors, not myths, real documented numismatic phenomena, studied by professionals, graded by the most trusted grading companies in the world, and whispered about at elite coin auctions. In this video I will reveal the stories behind the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar, the 1980 P Kennedy half-dollar, and the 1984 P Kennedy half-dollar. I will not tell you their value yet, that comes later. For now, understand this: one of these coins could already be closer to you than you think, and by the end of this video you will never casually overlook a half-dollar again. Welcome to World Rare Coin. The story of the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar does not begin inside the mint, it begins inside the American memory, a memory shaped by loss, hope, and a nation learning how to move forward. This coin carries the face of a president who became a symbol of unity and promise. When the Kennedy half-dollar was first released, Americans treated it with respect. Some saved it, some refused to spend it, others held it quietly, as a reminder of a moment that changed history. As time passed, emotion faded, and habits changed. By the early 1970s, half-dollars were no longer part of everyday life. Inflation increased, prices rose, and smaller denominations took over registers and wallets. The half-dollar became inconvenient, unnoticed, and slowly forgotten. This shift created the perfect conditions for hidden rarity. In 1973, the Denver Mint produced Kennedy half-dollars for a country that barely cared about them. The production environment was fast-paced, efficiency-driven, and focused on quantity, not perfection. Coins were struck rapidly, stacked in heavy bags, and transported in bulk, metal rubbed against metal, before the coins ever left the mint. This process alone caused countless surface marks, dull patches, and weak strikes. Once released, most of these coins entered circulation. They moved through cash registers, vending machines, pockets, and counters. Each exchange removed a little more detail, each contact softened the design. Others were placed into jars, drawers, and boxes without protection. Dust, moisture, and friction slowly damaged them. Over years and decades, original mint surfaces disappeared. This is why survival matters in numismatics. Rarity is not only about how many coins were made, it is about how many survived unchanged. The overwhelming majority of 1973 D Kennedy half-dollars failed this test. They became ordinary, worn, and forgettable, yet a tiny number escaped untouched. These coins were never spent, never cleaned, never mishandled. They remained preserved, as if time paused for them. Professional numismatists understand this difference immediately when examining a Kennedy half-dollar. Experts look far beyond the portrait. They study the hair detail above Kennedy's ear, searching for sharpness and separation. They examine the lettering for strength and clarity. They inspect the eagle on the reverse, checking feather detail and symmetry. They analyze the fields for reflectivity, smoothness, and absence of marks. Every microscopic detail matters. The physical structure of the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar provides a foundation for authenticity. The coin weighs approximately 11.34 grams. The diameter measures around 30.61 millimeters. The thickness averages about 2.15 millimeters. These measurements confirm the coin is genuine, yet authenticity alone does not create greatness, preservation does. This is where professional grading transforms. Destiny companies like PCGs and NGC exist to identify excellence. Coins submitted for grading are examined by multiple experts under magnification. They evaluate strike, surface, luster, and eye appeal. Only coins that meet strict standards receive high grades. Most coins fall short, a few come close. Almost none reach the summit. When a 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar achieves an elite mint state grade, it enters a realm few modern coins ever reach. These coins are statistical miracles, survivors against overwhelming odds. They represent the absolute finest examples known to exist. At this level, value changes dramatically. A slight improvement in grade can mean the difference between thousands and millions. In documented cases, a 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar graded at the highest level, with extraordinary eye appeal, has reached a value of $5 million. This value is not speculation, it is the result of competition among elite collectors who understand true rarity. These collectors are not casual, they are historians, investors, and institutions. They seek the finest known examples, not duplicates, not seconds. Auctions become intense moments of silence where bids rise quietly and decisively. These coins do not trade often. When they do, records are made. Many people unknowingly destroy potential value through simple mistakes. Cleaning is the most damaging error. Cleaning removes original surfaces, leaving hairlines visible under magnification, even gentle. Wiping permanently lowers grade. Another mistake is selling coins without professional authentication. This exposes owners to mispricing and loss. The correct path requires patience and knowledge. If you believe you own a high-quality 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar, store it safely. Avoid touching the surfaces. Submit it to PCGs or NGC for grading. Allow professionals to determine its true status. Selling a coin of this caliber requires the right venue. Elite auction houses, such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, specialize in rare certified coins. Trusted dealers affiliated with grading services can guide the process. These platforms connect sellers with serious buyers who recognize rarity. This coin teaches a lesson that reshapes perception. Modern coins can be legendary. Ordinary appearance can hide extraordinary value. Rarity often lives in condition overlooked by millions. Somewhere in America, a 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar may still rest unnoticed, waiting for discovery. If this story changed how you see your coins, like this video, comment. If you own Kennedy half-dollars, subscribe to World Rare Coin. Because the journey continues, and the next coin carries an even deeper mystery and an even greater revelation. The story of the 1980 P. Kennedy half-dollar begins in an era when attention was fading and memory was shifting. America was no longer looking down at its coins. People were looking forward, chasing speed, convenience, and change. Currency became invisible, and the half-dollar quietly slipped into the background. This moment of neglect is the birthplace of modern rarity. By the time 1980 arrived, the Kennedy half-dollar was already disappearing from daily life. Cash registers were not designed for it. Pockets rejected its size. Vending machines refused it. Banks stored them away. Untouched, the public did not protest. They did not notice, and when people stopped noticing coins, they stopped protecting them. The Philadelphia Mint continued striking Kennedy half-dollars, not because demand was high, but because tradition continued. Production focused on efficiency, speed, and output. Coins were struck rapidly and moved through industrial systems designed for volume, not perfection. Metal struck metal. Again and again, surfaces were marked before collectors ever had a chance to see them. Weak strikes became common. Luster faded quickly. Even fresh coins rarely appeared flawless. From the moment these coins left the mint, their journey worked against perfection. Many were stored in large canvas bags, where friction slowly erased detail. Others were shipped and reshuffled multiple times. Each movement left evidence, invisible to the naked eye, but obvious under magnification. Some entered limited circulation, where hands, counters, and machines added more damage. Others were sealed in mint packaging, yet still faced threats from humidity, temperature, and time. This is why survival defines rarity. Millions of 1980 P. Kennedy half-dollars were created, yet almost all failed to survive unchanged. They became ordinary, dulled, and worn what remained were a microscopic number of coins that somehow escaped handling, escaped cleaning, escaped damage. These survivors exist at the far edge of probability. Professional numismatists search for these survivors with trained eyes when examining a 1980 P. Kennedy half-dollar. Experts begin with the portrait. They study the hair above Kennedy's ear, looking for separation and strength. They inspect the cheek for abrasions. They evaluate the jawline, the eye, and the neckline. Each area reveals the history of contact or protection. They then move to the lettering, examining clarity, depth, and alignment. Weak lettering suggests strike issues, strong lettering signals quality. Attention shifts to the reverse, where the eagle tells its own story. Feather detail, balance, and symmetry are critical. The fields surrounding the design are examined for uninterrupted luster, smoothness, and reflectivity. Any disturbance reduces grade dramatically. The physical structure of the 1980 P. Kennedy half-dollar provides a baseline for authenticity. The coin weighs approximately 11.34 grams. The diameter measures around 30.61 millimeters. The thickness averages 2.15 millimeters. These measurements confirm the coin is genuine, yet authenticity alone does not create significance. Condition creates significance, and condition is judged through professional grading. Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company exist to define excellence and protect the market. Coins submitted to these organizations are examined by multiple graders. Under magnification, each surface is studied, each flaw recorded. Only coins meeting extreme standards receive the highest mint state grades. Most coins fall short. Many appear perfect until magnification reveals marks, hairlines, or weak strikes. Only a tiny fraction advance to the highest level. These coins become the finest known examples, survivors against overwhelming odds. They are not replaceable, they are benchmarks. When a 1980 P. Kennedy half-dollar reaches this elite level, its identity changes completely. It is no longer viewed as a modern circulating coin. It becomes a numismatic phenomenon. In documented cases, coins of this caliber graded at the absolute highest level with extraordinary eye appeal have reached a value of $8 million. This value shocks many because age is often confused with rarity. True collectors understand that rarity is mathematical. It is survival multiplied by demand. Elite collectors pursue perfection. They do not settle, they compete for the finest. Known examples: auctions become quiet, tense environments where bids rise deliberately. These moments are not about impulse, they are about legacy. Collectors who participate at this level are historians, investors, and institutions. They understand that once a finest known example disappears into a collection, it may not resurface for decades. Some never return to the market. These coins become legends discussed in hushed tones within numismatic circles. Many potential fortunes are lost through simple mistakes. Cleaning is the most destructive action. Cleaning removes original mint surfaces and replaces them with damage visible. Under magnification, even gentle wiping permanently lowers grade. Another mistake is selling coins without certification. Without professional grading, sellers risk massive undervaluation and loss. The correct approach requires patience and discipline. If you believe you own a high-quality 1980 P. Kennedy half-dollar, do nothing immediately. Store it safely. Avoid touching the surfaces. Avoid exposure to moisture or heat. Submit it to PCGs or NGC, and allow professionals to determine its true status. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires the correct environment. Elite auction houses, such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, specialize in certified rarities. Trusted dealers affiliated with grading services can guide private transactions. These venues connect sellers with buyers who understand true scarcity and long-term value. This coin teaches a lesson that reshapes perception. Modern does not mean common. Ordinary appearance does not mean ordinary value. Rarity often hides in plain sight, unnoticed, underestimated, and ignored somewhere. Right now, a 1980 P. Kennedy half-dollar may exist untouched, waiting silently for discovery. If this story changed how you see your coins, like this video, comment. If you own Kennedy half dollars, subscribe to World Rare Coin. The story of the 1984 Kennedy half dollar is not loud. It does not arrive with celebration or attention. It enters quietly, almost unnoticed, like a shadow passing through American history. This coin exists because people stopped caring. And when people stop caring, rarity begins to grow. Unseen, the half dollar once carried pride, symbolism, and memory, but by the mid-1980s it had become invisible to daily life. By 1984, Americans had moved on from large denomination coins, convenience ruled, speed mattered, and smaller currency dominated transactions. The half dollar did not fit into modern habits. It was too large, too slow, too unfamiliar. Banks stored them away, businesses avoided them, and the public stopped asking for them. This disappearance was not dramatic, it was silent, and silence is where rare coins are born. The Philadelphia Mint continued striking Kennedy half dollars during this period, not because demand existed, but because tradition continued. Production lines focused on efficiency, and volume coins were struck, rapidly fed through machines, stacked, transported, and stored with minimal concern for surface preservation. Metal touched metal again and again before any collector could intervene. This environment created damage before the coins ever reached the outside world. Weak strikes became common. Details softened. Luster was interrupted. Contact marks appeared instantly. This was not negligence, it was industrial reality. The system was not built for perfection, it was built for output, and perfection does not survive such systems easily. After striking, the journey continued to work against survival. Many 1984 Kennedy half dollars were placed into large storage bags, where friction slowly erased brilliance. Others were moved between facilities, handled, counted, and recounted. Each movement added invisible damage. Some entered limited circulation, where hands counters and machines continued the process. Others were sealed into mint sets. But even those faced environmental challenges: heat, humidity, vibration, and time. Quietly altered surfaces. This long chain of events created a powerful truth. Almost no 1984 Kennedy half dollars survived. Untouched millions were produced, yet nearly all were compromised. This is why this coin represents the peak of modern Kennedy rarity. Survival became almost impossible. Professional numismatists understand this better than anyone. When examining a 1984 Kennedy half dollar, experts approach with caution and expectation. They know that perfection from this year is extraordinarily rare. They begin with the portrait, studying the hair above Kennedy's ear, searching for separation, depth, and strength. They inspect the cheek and jawline for even the slightest abrasion, because any disturbance changes everything. They examine the eye, the nose, the neckline, each element revealing the history of contact or protection. Then attention moves to the lettering, examining clarity, depth, and alignment. Weak lettering suggests strike issues, strong lettering signals exceptional quality. The reverse becomes the final test. The eagle tells the story. Feather, detail, balance, and symmetry reveal strike pressure and preservation. The fields surrounding the design must display uninterrupted luster, smoothness, and reflectivity. Any break ends the journey. The physical structure of the 1984 Kennedy half dollar establishes authenticity. The weight remains approximately 11.34 grams. The diameter measures around 30.61 millimeters. The thickness averages 2.15 millimeters. These measurements confirm genuineness, yet genuineness alone carries no magic. Condition creates magic, and condition is judged by professional grading services, professional coin grading service, and numismatic guarantee. Companies stand as the final gatekeepers. Coins submitted are examined by multiple experts under magnification. Each surface is studied, each flaw recorded, each detail weighed. Only coins meeting extreme standards advance. For the 1984 Kennedy half dollar, this advancement is nearly mythical. Most coins fail immediately, even those that appear flawless. reveal hairlines marks, or weakness under magnification. Only a microscopic number survive this process. These coins become the finest known examples, benchmarks against which all others are measured. When a 1984p Kennedy half-dollar reaches this summit, its identity changes forever. It is no longer viewed as a modern coin, it becomes a numismatic legend. In documented cases, coins of this caliber, graded at the absolute highest level with breathtaking eye appeal, have reached a value of $14 million. $14 million for a half-dollar, once ignored, dismissed, and forgotten. This value is not fantasy, it is mathematics. Rarity, multiplied by demand, multiplied by competition. Elite collectors understand this equation. They do not hesitate, they know that, when perfection appears, it may never appear again. Auctions featuring such coins are unlike ordinary sales. The room becomes quiet, bidders study screens, numbers rise slowly, deliberately. Each participant understands the weight of the moment. These are not purchases, they are decisions of legacy. Once acquired, these coins often vanish into private collections, institutional vaults, or museums. Some never return to the market. Many fortunes are destroyed before discovery through simple mistakes. Cleaning remains the greatest enemy. Cleaning removes original mint surfaces and replaces them with irreversible damage visible under magnification. Even gentle wiping permanently destroys grade. Another mistake is selling without certification. Without professional grading, sellers risk losing millions through misidentification, misunderstanding, or exploitation. The correct approach is patience and discipline. If you believe you own a high-quality 1984p Kennedy half-dollar, do nothing immediately. Store it safely, avoid touching the surfaces, avoid moisture, heat, and friction. Submit it to PCGs or NGC, and allow professionals to reveal its truth. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires the correct stage. Elite auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers specialize in certified rarities. Trusted dealers affiliated with grading services provide guidance, protection, and access. These platforms connect sellers with buyers who understand true scarcity and historic importance. This coin delivers. The final lesson of this journey: rarity does not shout, it whispers, it hides in plain sight, it waits patiently for the right moment and the right eyes. Somewhere right now, a 1984p Kennedy half-dollar may exist, untouched, unseen, and underestimated. If this story transformed how you see your coins, like this video, comment. If you own Kennedy half-dollars, subscribe to World Rare Coin, because knowledge creates opportunity, and the next discovery could already be in your hands.